questions?
You saw early in practice, obviously got your hand wrapped up. That's what happened on the play, and why were you able to come back out there?
It's a common football injury for us offensive linemen, but I'll be fine. Just gotta get ready for tomorrow and go against Max.
Yeah, I know sometimes when you don't have the pads on for an offensive lineman, it's kind of playing with one arm tied behind your back, if not both arms tied behind your back. How refreshing was it to be able to fight back today?
It felt pretty good because it's 50-50 now. He can bull rush and he can do the stuff that he needs to do, and I can actually grab on and quote unquote hold, but it's not hold. But it's a good feeling.
It looked like the offensive line came out with a chip on their shoulder today. Is that accurate?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like everybody was tired of people talking, of course, but we know what we got to do to get better to make a good run for the season. And that's it.
Max said, I think it was last week, that he's coming out there. He told you he's gonna be challenging you every day. How does that make you better?
Man, I can't give him enough credit for making me better, to be honest. Yeah, y'all might see him doing his stuff, of course, and he might beat me a couple times, but it makes me better, it makes him better. If I beat him, then it'd be like, all right, he has to get better somehow, some way. If he beats me, I gotta get better. It's something I gotta do. So having that mentality with him is 9-day difference, especially last year too.
Brother Richie Incognito spoke to you guys yesterday. What did you get from what he said?
It's just him being a very, very, very old guy, of course. Just watching his film and see how nasty he played on the offensive line, and what we're going to do as offensive line is try and be on that level too. So we will be talked about in a positive way, not like a negative way, because we don't get enough credit. We do the hard job, of course, but just taking that from him, it means a lot for us.
How good did it feel to be able to use the run game as well, get downhill and start doing what you guys do?
With pads on, felt great. It felt so nice because they jump around in underwear and stuff, but when pads come on, they got a little bit tired, but they go get better at the same time.
The other day, AP referenced that you guys are starting to chirp too at the defense. It's not just them talking anymore. Will you talk about the edge that your offense is developing? Is it developing because of them?
Oh yeah, 100%. Because you got their leader Max over there, chirping his butt off, of course. You got Christian, you got AB, you got everybody chirping their tails off. Now it's our turn to chirp too, because when we get a big run, now what are they going to do now? So, but it's a good back and forth, like playful stuff. Of course, we all love each other at the end of the day.
There, how's it been just generally being in Southern California for training camp?
Man, what? I get a nice cool breeze out here. I feel refreshed sometimes, but when we get on the field, you barely even feel it, to be honest.
We all know that you love Disneyland as well. It's right down the street. Are you going to try to incorporate a trip?
You know what? It's camp. No, I can't do it. Probably my bye week.
Is it tough being this close and not going?
Nah, I'm all ball right now.
How is camp going for you?
Pretty well. I gotta have my ups and downs with Max, but that's common during camp though. So all I gotta do now is keep going. Matt's gonna get me better. I'm gonna get him better, like I said before, and he's gonna make everybody else better.
Is there a different mindset knowing kind of your, where you are along the depth chart, where your spot is? Like everybody knows when you're running with the ones that's yours. Like you're not fighting for a job necessarily right now. Is that different?
It is different, but it's still the same mindset. Like I'm not gonna let my mental take over what I do. Because if I let my mental take over, then it affects me on the field, and I can't have that happen. Because Max told me this. He told me this stuff once. I'm counting on you to be the guy for us on the right side. I'm like, fair enough, you got my word. So
Being in a place for training camp where you guys are all together basically all the time, is that important? Is that overstated, understated?
It's very important because some NFL teams don't really have this, and we want to be very, very close when times get tough. Because when fourth quarter comes down and we got a tie game, and we have to score a touchdown just to win the game, it makes a whole lot of difference. They see the defense do their thing and let the defense see us, so it's nice.
How's the chemistry been going between you and Dylan Parham? How's the chemistry been going between you and Dylan Parham?
That's my brother. That's my brother from another mother. Me and him came in together, of course. It's just, I love him, man. Love playing by him. We tell people, we tell each other what we need to work on, of course, and we do it the next day, and we gotta keep on building on that. It's a little more chemistry that needs to be, involved, of course, but we are very confident of us being on that right side.
It's happening behind you, obviously. It's happening behind you, but what are you seeing from the quarterback competition?
Oh, man, you got freaking Aiden, and you know some people call it little ass boy, but I call him G Dog. They working their tails off too, man. Just seeing them work, come out every day, not really blinking an eye at anything at all. If they run with the ones this time, they run the ones. If they run with the twos, they don't care. They just want to get better, and they pushing each other, make each other better as well. It's like me and Max.
How have you personally benefited from being able to spend 24/7 with your teammates?
Personally, just getting to know them a little bit more, and actually like know some of their like backgrounds and how they grew up. You know, just asking them stuff that I wouldn't ask someone if we was back in Vegas. You know, because after basically practice is over, we disperse. We don't really talk to each other at all. I get to talk about certain stuff with like John Jenkins and AB from the other people on the D line. I know people on the offensive line, but just to get to know the other side of the ball it makes a whole lot of difference.
Having the opportunity to know them to that extent, does that kind of make you a stronger football team and even more?
1,000%. It's unmatched.
What's impressed you about DJ Glaze so far, and you're helping him along?
Man, DJ, he's gonna be very, very special, man. He makes me work harder. Like I got Max, but he makes me work hard because like, all right, like he's athletic enough too. I'm athletic. He's strong, and I'm strong too. Like he's making me work too. Like I'm giving him his glory right now, but me and him both know like we came here to work.
We're seeing a lot of Dylan Lowry out there with the ones and the twos, especially on third downs. What are your impressions of the rookie running back?
I ain't here.
Dylan Lowry.
Oh yeah, little New Yorker. From him, he just he's a football player. Him and Brock, basically football players that loves to work, come to work, do their thing. Ask questions. They ask questions a lot, and they just come here ready to work every day.
Thayer, what do you want to see accomplished for you personally by the end of training camp?
It's just my mental. Physically, I can do it on the field, of course, but the mental aspect, if I get beat one play, and it was not a sack, but it's a sack, but, just see how I can go from one play to the next play.
Let's do one more.
Talked about all the time you're spending with guys. Who's been the most annoying to be around for 24/7?
Nobody. Nobody at all. But we all love each other dearly. But I like everybody though. It really don't matter.
Thanks,
Thayer. Appreciate it.
How y'all doing? Good.
How'd it feel? Get the pads on for the first day. How'd you feel everything went?
Felt great. I think the whole group was pretty physical today, so it went good to me.
Divine, how do you feel you've improved from the last?
I hate to put a marker on it. I just say I try to improve every day. I know I got a long way to go. I know I probably haven't played to expectations, but I plan to.
Did you feel the ramped up intensity of practice today?
Oh yeah, for sure. AP made sure we were ready to go today. He wanted us to get after it. All he wanted to hear was bang bang, so that's what we gave him.
Divine, the offense is coming out now, and they got their pads on, and they're attacking too. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder this year. Will you talk about their chip, please?
Oh yes, sir. As a defense, we try to bring that chip out, and we definitely talk a lot of smack talk. So that gets to them, and they try to bring it back to us. So I love it. We're making each other better.
Antonio made it pretty clear that this was going to be a heavy run day. Especially for the defense to be able to build that foundation against the run, how important is that?
I think it's very important. If you think about it, we haven't fit the run since January when we played the Broncos, so it's good to get out here and focus on the run, and I think we did a good job of that today.
You said last year you didn't feel like you played up to expectations. Were you talking about your personal expectations, or were you kind of
personal expectations? I was battling injuries, but I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to just focus on me, let's say.
What did you focus on in the offseason to try to get to where you want to be?
Health. I feel like as long as I'm healthy, I can be a top linebacker in the league. When I'm not, it can go downhill. So health was most important to me.
You mentioned AP before. What does he do personally? Is him being a former linebacker, what does he do for you?
For me, whatever questions I have, he'll answer. He still comes over, helps me out. He'll pull me to the side, make sure I'm little coaching points. So I appreciate AP a lot.
You seem more agile this camp than where you finished the year? Is it just because of health, or did you work on that?
So last year I felt too big. I put on a lot of muscle last year. This year I kind of slimmed it back down so I can keep my speed, beat players to the ball.
Being that today was your first day in pads, who brought the most energy? Who brought the most juice on the field?
I'm gonna be real. It's hard to beat Max's energy. It's hard to beat his energy. So I would say him. He won today.
The entire team being able to spend these past few days all together, you eat together, you're basically doing everything together. How is that beneficial to you, and how does that make your team
Honestly,
stronger?
I feel like it's creating a brotherhood. I feel like we're starting to trust each other even more now. You know, like we know each other by name. We know what we like. We know what we don't like. We know how to talk to each other. So I think it helps in the long run.
Tommy Eichenberg, I watched you walk over and talk to him, just the rookie. You've been around, even though you're not old, you become a leader. Will you talk about your leadership and your thoughts on Tommy as well?
First of all, Tommy's great. You can tell he's a true linebacker. He's been playing his whole life. He moves smooth. I'm learning from him, too. So just because, the way he moves, I like the way he moves. As far as coaching and leadership, whatever they need, I help them out. If I see something, I'll coach them up. But outside of that, it's just player to player.
You guys all good? There was a drill. Sorry, there was a drill earlier in practice. It was a pretty physical run drill, and Antonio came over and kind of got after the linebackers a little bit. What was his message? You guys seemed to respond to that.
Oh, yes, sir. We weren't coming downhill enough, so we had to pick it up a little bit. That's all. Yes, sir. It's been a while. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys, go ahead with questions for Dylan.
I'm talking to Thayer. It feels like since minicamp and OTAs, the offensive line has had to play with one hand tied behind their back, not being able to fight back the way you could today in pads. How refreshing was it to finally be able to engage the way you guys engaged?
It felt good. I mean, we always go through those growing pains, obviously, when they're rushed with no pads on there, slippery and all that type of stuff. So it feels good to be able to get that extra surface area. Obviously, as an offensive lineman, that's what we're looking for, the near points and things like that. So it felt good. It felt good being back to getting to real football because obviously we can't run the ball like we want to during those OTA periods. And so just getting our fits now, getting our combinations. This is really like the best part for the offensive line because we're trying to get those fits together. It's like different bodies, different people that we're working with. So this is the biggest and most important time for us.
The offensive line came in with a chip on their shoulder today. You guys smacked back. How good did that feel?
That felt good, man. I mean, we chip and chirp back and forth, and we got two vocal people on the other side of the ball, and so they make it a little bit easy, having that energy and stuff towards them. And so, but obviously we got some competitors over there, and so that's really the biggest thing, to have fun at practice and know that we're competing.
You got to work on the run game today, as you mentioned. What did you think of what Zamir was able to do, and also Alex, what he was able to do?
I mean, obviously just having Zamir last year, seeing a little bit of that, and then continuing for him to grow, and then being new with Alex and Amir and all the backs that we have, just building that confidence, like, okay, this scheme, this is how we're going to block it up. This is what it feels like in practice, so that when we get to the game opportunities, he knows exactly what it is that he's trying to do.
Everybody knew how good Christian was, but has it even surprised you guys, working against him every day?
I mean, no, just playing against him last year, just having a little bit of that, and then just knowing what type of person he was, type of player, and just knowing he's very high energy. So just seeing the snap count, like looking at the scouting report last year, like he's on the field almost all the time. So we knew that was going to be a big thing, and then just helping at practice because like you getting one of the best players at their position each and every week. So it's just like practicing with him is going to help us grow.
For you being in Southern California for training camp, how's it been?
It's beautiful, man. I'm not trying to leave, to be honest. I mean, it's been great weather. The wind is blowing right now. The humidity's low. It's not crazy. And then just the wind that's blowing at practice, it's beautiful. It's like 70, 80 degrees. I'm not sweating as soon as I wake up in the morning. Like, it feels good. So I'm happy about it. I love it here.
That's coming off the ocean, by the way.
Absolutely.
You mentioned the running game. How important is it, like week 1, September 8th, when you guys play the Chargers, for the running game to be something that this team can hang their hat on?
Yes, it's going to be very important. Obviously, that's what we pride ourselves on as the offensive line. Like, if we can get the run game going, it makes the whole game plan easier. It's like if we have to play for behind or we're second and long each time, it's just like we can sort of condense our playbook, and that really hurts us as an offense. So making sure that we can sort of show our identity early on in the season, I feel like that'd be very big for the offensive line.
Can you talk about Dylan Lobby? Obviously, you guys came in together at the draft. How does that help your guys' chemistry, the fact that you guys have been here together since the beginning?
It helps out a lot, man. I mean, Thayer and I were roommates when we first came in. So, like, the first couple months as my rookie year, we were sitting there. We were talking about plays. We're talking about the cars that we're going over. It's like the little things that's done led up to this point. It's just like it's a great opportunity for both of us. And so even like last year, it's like there was times where somehow they end up at left tackle and we're playing together, or vice versa. It's just like there's been a lot of things that sort of led up to this moment. And so I mean, it's really been an easy transition working with him.
You talk about Dylan Labe, please.
I'm sorry.
The rookie Dylan Labe.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he just has great hands out of the backfields, and then his vision, and then just with I feel like all the backs it's really going really well with them, especially their vision, their opportunity. But I think Dylan has a great opportunity to be successful.
How's that transition been for you, going from the left side to the right side?
It's been more natural, I would say. Just talk to the coaches and them seeing me early on within OTAs. They felt like that would be an opportunity for myself. And, I mean, I'm excited to be able to be back at that position because not knowing how the league worked and operated, I didn't expect to move to left after playing my final season in college at right. And I knew that for myself, I was like, it's possibly center, possibly guard, but not knowing that, especially how it played out my rookie year, I played like 3 positions within the first 5 weeks. And that was very unexpected for myself. And then I feel like with me going back to my original position, the thing that I'm most confident at, I feel like it's going to be great.
Had you pushed for that with past coaches, or were you just kind of so young in the league, you just kind of let it play out?
I was young in the league, so I was just, for myself, just doing what the team needed me to do. And so when that opportunity was brought to me, it was like week 5, we were going against the Chiefs. And it was just like, literally Tuesday morning as we were coming in, it was just like, hey, we're going to slide you to left guard. So, I mean, for myself, it's just like, I didn't know what the league was going to look like. I knew it was business. I knew there were going to be different opportunities for myself. But knowing that that's how it would shake out for me early on in my career, I definitely did not expect that.
Do you bring this different type of energy than a lot of head coaches? How much are you guys feeding off of that during training camp here?
I mean, he makes it easy to be yourself. I feel like that's one of the biggest things that you can see with players. You sort of saw it early on when he took over, like how the energy sort of picked up. It's just like the thing that he speaks and says, it's like you sort of feel it. You see what I'm saying? Like you can feel what AP saying. That's his biggest thing. You got to feel him when he's saying it. And it's just like he makes you want to play for other players. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't. It's not hard to do. So it's like you feel AP saying, and then it's just like with him having that experience as a player, he know what it is that he's saying, and it sort of helped us pick up on that quick.
Last two guys.
Going back to talking about the right side, did they come to you and propose it, or did you say, hey, like I'd be more comfortable going back to the right side?
Each year we have exit meetings, and so we talked, and he was just saying, hey, this is what we think, this is what we look like, and we sort of had a conversation back and forth about it. And so as I came back to, and we took a look at OTAs between myself, Coach Craig, Coach Getz, like we all had a conversation, we talked about it. And once we saw like the first week, okay, this is how it looks, like you're running well, you're doing well, it was like, okay, this is what we're gonna try you at. And so it was a great opportunity to have that conversation in my career, like, okay, this is what we think looks good. I know that you feel confident here, let's try it. And then once they liked what they saw, it was like, okay, let's roll with it. So that felt good for me as my playing career goes on.
Thrown into the fire as a rookie today, DJ Glaze had to go step in with the ones, go against Max Crosby. How did you feel like the rookie did on that right side?
I feel like he did really well today, and obviously in this league, it's like next man up. So it's just like it'll be a week where you never would experience or expected something. I was like, that's how it was for me in my rookie year. I was like, I went in at right guard, and then situation happened to where the next week I had to play center, and I wasn't expecting that. And so it's just like just being ready when your number's called. I was like, that's the biggest thing for you. So just take the opportunity whenever you get it, and then run with it.
Awesome. Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks, man. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Malcolm's up next, guys.
Hello, what's up?
Malcolm, you took that energy and everything from the season, carried it right through OTA's minicamp, and you just seem to continue to play with it. Will you talk about how the confidence really has been built in you, please?
I think confidence for me comes from, I don't know, understand what I got to do this year. I understand like the formula that makes me successful, and also just enjoying being out there. It's the funnest thing in the world to be out there. So.
Malcolm, players have spoken about how much trust has been built and being able to spend these days together and learning from different teammates about who they are, where they come from. Have you learned anything in particular from one of your teammates that surprised you, and how has this benefited you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm starting to get to, my locker's close to a lot of rookies right now, so I'm starting to get to know them, where they come from and where they went to college and little dumb stories they got and stuff like that. So that's always enjoyable. And also people like Christian, like I'm spending a whole bunch of time with Christian now, so definitely it's nice to understand like his process and how he got where he is today and how he developed throughout his career. So
Does that make your team stronger?
yeah, definitely, 100%, yeah.
New Hampshire on Buffalo's schedule, and did you know anything about Dylan Lowby before he
Wait,
showed
I'm
up?
sorry. What'd you say?
Was New Hampshire on Buffalo's schedule when you were at University of Buffalo, and did you know anything about Dylan Lowby, the young rookie running back from New Hampshire?
Nah, New Hampshire wasn't, but I got a whole bunch of boys that played Stony Brook, so I always knew about New Hampshire. So, yeah.
What do you think about Dylan?
Oh no, he's nice. He's a baller. Yeah, he's definitely a good runner, and he's serious about his profession. So that's always good.
Seemed like Adam Butler was making a lot of noise today, and he's been playing more with John Jenkins out from his training camp. What have you seen from him?
Adam Butler, AB, he's always been like that. Sometimes he's quiet and stuff like that, but he always got that in him. So yeah.
Christian, what has he brought to the mix in terms of on the field and also off the field?
Definitely, because I've been here for this is going on my 4th year. So usually the biggest voice in our room is usually Max. So it's always good to have like another like vet voice of a guy that has got a whole bunch of success in this league and stuff like that. So it's definitely good to hear a different voice, if that makes sense. So.
Malcolm, first day in pads, obviously. Who brought the most energy?
Defense, of course. What type of question is that?
Malcolm, you got a youngster on the defensive line that's impressed the coaches. Snowden just showed some flashes. Would you talk about him?
Oh yeah, Snow. He's making leaps and bounds. So he's definitely. I'm checking with him because we're both playing Sam and stuff like that. So, like, I don't know. He's been balling. So yeah.
With the way you finished last season, did you have to focus on anything to make sure that you tell yourself, I want to continue this momentum, as opposed to, maybe there might be some pressure to come back?
I know there probably is pressure, but I'm not really focused on that. It's just like steps that I know that last year around this time that I was taking and focusing on. So it's kind of just still trying to check those boxes, not trying to get ahead of myself. Because obviously you want to make all these plays and you want to play where you left off and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to take one step at a time, one day at a time, be where my feet are. So yeah.
What stands out to you about having training camp in Southern California?
Oh, the weather, of course. Right now it'll be 1,000 degrees in Vegas, but it definitely feels good. So.
How much can weather impact your guys' ability to get work done or be ready for the season?
For me, I sweat a lot, so I heat up a lot. So in Vegas right now, fully drenched, socks be wet, it feels like I'm stepping in puddles. But right now I'm all right. Didn't sweat that much. Yeah.
From your spot on the edge there, when you're looking at the quarterback competition, what are you seeing?
I see 2 dogs. I see people that every day they come in here, check in here, ready to work, and it's great. It's one day Aiden might be balling, one day Minshew might be balling, so it's definitely great.
What has AP done for you personally? I know you said you've been here 4 years, and now this is his first full year as the head coach. So what has he imparted upon you?
I think trust and stuff like that. You do your job, you instill trust with the whole coaching staff. So, yeah.
How's that made it easier for you?
I don't think it's made it easier for me. It's just kind of how do I say, like making sure like when I do something good, it's not going to nothing, if that makes sense. So
it's the start of a new season, potentially a big year for you financially. I mean, how much is the contract? What was the contract?
I'm not trying to think about none of that. So yeah.
Have you discussed anything with the team? I mean, it is a real thing.
No, I haven't talked about anything like that yet. So.
Malcolm, when you talk about the trust that AD has given you, does that kind of go hand in hand with what he mentioned just a couple of days ago about giving you guys a voice and kind of just getting that sense of empowerment?
Yeah, it's that, and it's also just doing your job. If you do your job, you show up every day, he can trust you, so he can count on you. So basically that.
All good.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, Jeff.
Thanks, Mel.